What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about BSV today, Bitcoin SV. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. We're up 31% on the day. 8 hours, 30 minutes left in the day. Up a whole lot after dropping a whole lot. You know, it's fair, but a little bit of a pullback here on this overall retracement. I think it's obvious at this point that BSV has broken out of its descending channel here. From a relative high to a relative low, you're above the 236, and I think that you don't stop here, man. I do think that you continue to grow. You're probably working your way all the way up to the golden ratio at about 67 bucks or so, maybe even higher than that, 88 bucks, 100 bucks. I mean, inevitably, yes, new all-time highs are on the table. If we're looking at this on a monthly perspective, BSV has been through the ringer, man. It pumped up a lot. It had some growth while it first forked, right? We take this overall high to the overall low here. You've been consolidating now since June of 2023. I mean, really probably since June of 2022. You've been in this boring at times, volatile at times, consolidation phase, and you seem to be at the base of it, right? I do think that you've formed a base. You've got a nice bullish engulfing candle now. We have 5 days, 9 hours left. Who's to say that by the end of this monthly candle, you're not above these candles here? You might bullishly engulf multiple candles in one go. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be indicative of the good things to come. I do believe ultimately BSV, you're probably in this giant W pattern right now, right? And you're on your way to new all-time highs. Yes, not just new highs relative to this, but new all-time highs. Now, by the end of June, in the beginning of July, when I think most cryptos are going to top off momentarily. When I say top off, I don't mean anything. It's not going to be like a long year drawn out top off, just like a couple weeks, a month and a half, who knows, right? Something like that. Where will BSV be? I don't know. You know, it could be all the way up at about $331 to $238 by the end of June, by the beginning of July. I could see that happening. You could be at new all-time highs, man. You really could be at new all-time highs. I'm not saying that just for bullish effect. I'm saying that because I mean it. Like this thing has a relatively low market cap. We're looking at it here, right? Market cap at $800 million. Number 78. I love it, man. You got BSV, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, right? All the Bitcoin hard forks are in the top 100. All three of them at least. $808 million right now. 31% volume. If you were to see something 10, if you were to see this thing 10x, man, you're at $8 billion in valuation. If you were to see new all-time highs, I bet you would stop right around $600, $500, somewhere in that zone, because that's a $10 billion valuation, and that's nice psychological resistance there, right? It would make sense that you could go there, and inevitably you will go there, but will it happen by the end of June? I like that target area, man. 500 to 600, 530 to 645, something like that. I like that. Golden ratio at 346. Hard to say where you're going to go inevitably. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I feel the most confident by the end of this move, by the end of June or beginning of July, that you would be something around $250 to $346. But I do acknowledge the potential to go to 536 to 645 by the end of June, if not the beginning of July. Something like that could happen, especially at the pace that you're going now. It's not going to happen in one night. It's not going to happen in a fell swoop. There will be volatility along the way. But certainly, you know, being here at $40, you got a lot of growth to go, okay? And I think it's obvious. We look at the 4-hour time frame here, super bullish, super overbought at the 95 level there. Looking at the 1-hour RSI, chilling at the 92, chilling a little bit, yes. I don't think that it stops here, man. I think that you continue to grow. But maybe you get some volatility. It could happen. Let's look at this on a more relative basis here. Hold on. Need the 3-day time frame. Damn, you're so far down the chain here. Let's see. From a high to a low, you're right above your 382. Okay, maybe you do find some turbulence here. Maybe you do. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe you do find some turbulence here. Ultimately, you're still going to those targets that we just discussed, right? That's happening, but this could be the brunt of this explosive move up. Now you might consolidate for a couple of days, couple of weeks, who knows, maybe it's just one day in itself, and then you push higher. I don't believe that you stop here, but I believe you take a pause. Why? Because out of this whole low end of consolidation here, this last little part where you were bleeding out, you're at the top of it. You're at the base of this area here where you found support before, at this area here where you found resistance before, right? 382 right there at the $40. If you respect the 382 in the way that most things do whenever they break above it, is that you go just above it, and then you oftentimes go back to your 236. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but here at $40, I think there is a compelling argument to make that BSV could return to $33, or at least something around, you know, $37 to $33 to find support. prior areas of resistance here at 36, prior areas of resistance here on a closing basis there at 37, and then of course your 236 right there at 33 bucks. I think that you will see a little bit of a pullback. The main reason for that is your 4 hour is pretty overbought. Your 1 hour is pretty overbought. And you'll see just a little bit of a pullback probably over the coming days on your path ultimately higher, right? I do believe, I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of the month of April, if you're at higher prices than this even. But over the next couple of days, over the next few days, maybe you consolidate, you configure yourself, and then end of month you start pumping, going into May you start pumping. I do believe you are a week or weeks at the latest away from $53 to $58. I do believe you have more to grow in every aspect, in every sense of this phrase that I'm about to say. I don't believe that this is it. I don't believe you're stopping here, but I do believe you go on pause, right? You got a little turbulence here on the 1 hour, right? You're slowing down. Let's look at this on something with volume. Can we get something with volume? KuCoin, yes, KuCoin. You can always count on KuCoin, man. Volume's dying off a little bit on the 1 hour, yes. The 1 hour looks a bit different here, though. The 1 hour RSI looks a bit different here. Yes, probably less volume on KuCoin. That might be why. 4 hour time frame, pretty damn overbought. Right, I just can't see this. It could push higher. You never know, man. This thing could push dramatically higher, but I think you're at a good area to find resistance now. So if I had one message to give, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you probably do pull back to 37 to 36 bucks. Maybe even down to 35, 34, down to this 382 over the coming days, whether it's by the end of today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's the next day, whatever, and then by the end of the month, you'll continue moving up higher, okay? So BSV, good job. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I am calling for a momentary high here. Just a very, when I say momentary, I mean it by all definitions of the word. It's very, very momentary. You are not stopping here. This is not the end of it for you. This might be the high of the week, but it's not the high of the move. You've got more to grow, and I think inevitably we can count on targets that are not just above these highs from the overall high of the cycle so far, but even above these highs whenever it comes to the end of this move, ultimately by the end of June, early July, something like that. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Monthly RSI bouncing off the 40, that's a nice look. Weekly RSI, a little bit oversold, now you're above the 50. That'd be nice if you could close here above the 50 on this week, though I'm not entirely sure that you will, but we'll see. 3-day time frame, bullish divergence, deep as hell. Yeah, you look like you're moving with a purpose, man. I would expect over the coming weeks you're going to see some continuation of this move. Daily RSI just super hot. Cool down a little bit. Come back to the overbought zone, bounce off of there. Come back to the 60, bounce off of there. It wouldn't surprise me if tomorrow was a red day, right? The 26th was a red day. All right, that's all I got. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye.